Hello and welcome to this new video for me. I'm currently experimenting with my green screen a little bit. It's not perfect, I know I have to get lights and everything, but I wanted to test it and wanted to ask you what you think about it. Today we will play against a phenomenal player as well. We play against Federico Camporesi. He got top 4 at Worlds 2023. He's a regional champion. He won a grand challenge in the recent regional in Birmingham. He got to top 4. Just a phenomenal player, and I had the honor to play against him a couple of times now in victory roads. I beat him once, he beat me once. In the Gdansk regional that he won, he beat me. In Worlds 2023, I beat him in semifinals. So we are like on par, and this is kind of a deciding match. Who is better? Not really, but I'm really looking forward to this match, and the team we are using today is also something out of my comfort zone. Usually I will not use teams that have so many moves that can miss, but let's head straight to the team building part. So yeah, we have the team building part now, and I'm using this frame, by the way, because I don't like floating in the air, but I gotta figure it out. That's why I need feedback from you, what you think about it. But yeah, today we are using the team Federico actually beat in Top Cut against Pardo, Flavio Del Pidio, but the matchup for him was pretty bad, I think, because Fede was using a Zamazenta team, especially with Raging Bolt. I feel like Groudon is super tough, but he was able to beat Flavio Del Pidio, and I want to show why that Groudon team has a good matchup. Maybe he brings his regional team, so that's way I can show it to you, because this team is really good. Originally built by Joseph Ugarte, I think. He used it during one of the Victory Road tournaments, and it's a really strong team. It's the best performing Groudon team in Birmingham, and overall, it has just a lot of strong Pokemon, but also niche picks like the Jumpluff. Let's start with the Groudon though. This Groudon features a Stomping Tantrum set, like Precipice Blades, Heat Crash, Protect with Clear Amulet, Terra Fire is pretty standard, but this set features Stomping Tantrum. That is especially nice if you click Precipice Blades into Wide Guard. Next turn your Stomping Tantrum does double damage, and that's probably why we see it instead of High Horsepower. That's also a move some people play. Some people also play Bulk Up. Like with a fourth move, you can be creative. Thunder Punch for Pelipper, Rock Slide as a rock type spread move. Like there are a lot of options, but Stomping Tantrum is really good into Zamazenta teams. I'm not using a very crazy spread. I just wanted to make sure that I outspeed Choice Scarf Chiyu, Modest, as well as Choice Scarf Landorus, Modest, and Tailwind, because Modest Choice Scarf Landorus hits 229 speed, and this Groudon hits 230 speed. It also outspeeds Calyrex Shadow Rider and Tailwind, and Pokemon that are like in the speed range, Adamant, Choice Scarf, Urshifu, for example, and you could run more speed, but I just prefer the bulk of Groudon, and that's why I decided to run this kind of spread. Next up is Jumpluff, and Jumpluff is interesting because it features no attacking move. That's why we also Terra Dark to not get taunted or anchored by prankster users like Whimsicott or also Tornadus. The set is really good because you can press Sleep Powder into pretty much everything. If Pokemon are Grass type or go Terra Grass, you've got Groudon or Ogapon to punish those. You've got Tailwind support, which is really nice for the team. Rage Powder support, which can help out the team as well. And Anchor, if players want to play passive, use Protect to store the Tailwind. You can anchor them into these moves. You can also anchor them in Fake Out, and that is really nice. I'm running max speed. You can drop a little bit of speed, but I wanted to speed tie at least Ogapon because Sun is not always active. So outspeeding Ogapon and opposing Jumpluff is like you don't outspeed the Ogapon, it's a speed tie, but having the possibility to speed tie Ogapon is really important in my opinion. And this spread survives the choice specs Terra Starstorm from Terrapagos. that's why I didn't like. Some players play like 196 HP and 60 defense, but that way you also survive moves from like Raging Bolt and Shadow Rider better, and that's why I'm running 244 HP instead of the most common 196, and then the remaining 12 I put them into defense. Next up, we've got Ogapon, and I'm just running the spread that Luca Cherrybelly used to win the World Championship with. I was thinking about going 1 point faster, but this spread is really good because you're faster than Modest Landorus, Modest Geo, Adamant Urshifu, like all those things. And you are faster than max speed Fluttermane with booster energy, or even without booster energy. In the sun, it might get a speed boost. And then it hits 307 speed, and your opponent Tyrant has 308 speed. That is really good, and your bulk allows you to survive a Terra Water Surging Strikes from Urshifu, most likely, and you still get the bump in attack. And that just overall feels pretty solid. We see Horn Leech on Ogapon instead of, like, I would say Power Whip and Bullet Hammer are more common nowadays, but Horn Leech is just more consistent. You already have so many moves that can miss. So Ogapon, another Pokemon that profits from the sun that Groudon sets, and it is also a Pokemon, even though it's a fire type, it can hit water types for super effective damage, as well as ground types, which can be annoying for something like Groudon. Especially if you go Terra Fire with Groudon, you want something to hit the ground types with, and this is where Ogapon comes into place. Next up, we've got Urshifu. Urshifu Single Strike, also really nice because you want to take advantage of a few Tailwind turns you have, of a few Sun turns you have, and hitting Full Protect just does that. Urshifu Rapid Strike is not the best choice on a Sun team, and that's why we see the Single Strike version instead. Terra Dark to boost up the damage of Wicked Blow and Sucker Punch. I get this question frequently. Why do people run Terra Dark instead of Terra Stellar on Urshifu Single Strike? The reason is that you click Close Combat not as often as with Rapid Strike, because, for example, Rillaboom and Raging Bolt and stuff, you can use Wicked Blow on those, not like Surging Strikes, and after Wicked Blow, you keep the boost on Sucker Punch. That's why Single Strike prefers the Dark type. I'm running Adamant because you want to maximize your damage output, especially with Sucker Punch. And I'm running 4 defense instead of 4 HP to always survive Sacred Sword into Sucker Punch from Champa, which is also pretty neat, which you can only do with 4 defense and not 4 HP. Next up, we've got Incineroar. With Urshifu, you want Fake Out support. You lose the Water weakness if Sun is up, which benefits Incineroar even more, and we have a Rocky Helmet set. That's why I'm running this spread, because that way we survive either 2 Surging Strikes in Sun or a Surging Strikes without Sun. Maybe Urshifu is paired with Terrapagos, or your Groudon didn't hit the field yet, and that is pretty cool. 36 speed to have a speed number of 170, which allows you to outspeed Timid Landorus, Timid Chiyu, and Ogapon that only creeps on Timid Landorus, and that's why we're running 85 speed with remaining in special defense. No Flare Blitz, even though we have Sun, because Will-O-Wisp is just a really strong move into the meta right now, and Knockoff is something you cannot drop Knockoff, because it's also your way to force a Terra or to threaten Calyrex Shadow Rider with, and that's why we have this spread. Terra Water probably to have a better matchup into Calyrex Ice, because if you have something like Terra Grass, you get hit by Glacial Lance. And last, we got Raging Bolt, also with Terra Water, a Terra you usually do not see on Raging Bolt, but it is probably also for the Calyrex Ice Rider matchup, also helps into Chiempao, and we have 4 attacking moves because we are Assault Vest. I'm running 105 speed only. You can also play faster Raging Bolt, but I really wanted the rest, the remaining EVs, because that way you survive 1 Glacial Lance, 1 Adamant Icicle Crest from Pau, and Physical Bulk is in general not bad on Raging Bolt. You have a good Special Bulk because of the Assault Vest, and 100 Modest is a jump point or a bump in special attack, and also a perfect number for Photosynthesis, because 187, if you multiply this with 1.3, because Pokemon always runs down, you get an extra point when you have, or an extra point more with 187 went with 186. I know Raging Bull cannot get 186 that way because it's a jump point. It would have 185 otherwise. But that's why you want your last digit for photosynthesis months to be either 0.4, 0.7, or not like point, but the last digit should be either a 4 or a 7 or a 0. That's how I go into like my photosynthesis mods, and that's why this Raging Bull spread is perfect. We've got a lot of moves that can miss: Will-O-Wisp, Draco Meteor, Electro Web, Sleep Powder, Precipice Blades, but let's ball out. That's why I also only play one game with that team, or one set rather, because I could not play a whole tournament with that. But let's see how it goes against Federico. Alright, we are in the game. I'm using the frame, I said it in the team building part. Let me know what you think about it. He is using Calyrex Ice Rider. I will open his paste. He is using, I think this looks, no, this is not the, I thought it would be Juan Salerno's team, the one he won Rio de Janeiro with, because it's Terra Fairy, Calyrex Ice. But other than that, there are some differences. I think Juan had Cover Cloak Among Us, he has Rocky Helmet Among Us. Okay, I gotta figure out how to play this. I can sleep the Kelly Ice, which is nice. So maybe it's just a Jump Love Groudon lead. He's Terra Fairy on the Kelly. Do I have a way to hit Kelly? Not really. That's a little annoying. But I think Jump Love Groudon is not a bad lead. I said in the team building part that my Terra Waters on Incineroar and Raging Bolt help, especially in that matchup. Terra Water Incin is also not a bad lead. But we are Helmet, so Among Us is annoying. So yeah, I will lead with Groudon, Jump Love. I will still bring Incin, and I think Ursh. Actually, I bring Ogapon, because he has Terra Fairy on the Ice Rider. I intend to force a Terra, maybe on the Among Us, then I can sleep pretty much everything. He has Incineroar, but we've got Precipice Blades, so he cannot safely switch into Incin. What you need to know is that Stomping Tantrum doesn't get double power if it only misses one target. It has to miss both targets. If he goes for Fake Out into my Groudon, that's amazing, since then Stomping Tantrum would be double power. I don't think he will go for Will-O-Wisp into my Groudon. Like, isn't it just, do I want to Terra already? Like, I always Terra Groudon in the matchup anyways, so I can also keep the Terra for the Ogapon. Instant Terra is also not super terrible, but because if I Terra, I also get hit by Thunderclap from Raging Bolt. But I'm scared to miss Sleep Powder. Am I allowed to be scared? I don't think so. With this team, I just have to ball out. So I will just go for Precipice Blades, Sleep Powder with Calyrex. He goes for Fake Out. Now I have double Stomping. We connect. Big. We can Encore the Incin. I think I can just go for Stomping Switch. He will switch with the Incin, but what does he switch into? That's a really good question, because he does not have a Ground Resist. So I could also Stomping Tantrum the Incin. But I really like going for Stomping into Kelly and switch to my own Incin. I could switch to my Ogapon. Because he's Terra Fairy, he could go for a switch into Among Us, but then I just go for Precipice Blades and Follow Me or something. I'm balling with my Groudon. I know that not Terraing it is risky, but I will still just go for Stomping and switch to Ogapon. He has to switch Incin, I feel like. And my Jump Love is kind of useless here. I expect the Incin to switch to Among Us. Yeah, that's an Among Us. And now it also kind of comes down. It's Urshifu, never mind. But that's still not terrible. We get the Stomping off. do decent damage, and he doesn't get the 1-turn wake up. This is huge. He could go for coaching, but he would die to a double up. He could go for close combat, but then he probably dies to Precipice Blades, doesn't he? My Groudon into Urshifu. Actually, no, he doesn't. He could switch back to Incin. There are a lot of things that can happen here, but I feel like Precipice Blades, Ivy Cudgel, the Calyrex is just free. He can protect, but that is fine, because next turn he goes for protect, he gets the 2-turn wake up, that's fine. Because even if he goes for close combat here, we are in a good position. He goes for coaching. And now I have to hope that, like, I can go for Terra Fire, Ivy Cudgel in Sun, he will go for Terra Fairy. I should KO him, right? Half Flame. Do we connect the first Precipice Blades of the set? Yes. He could also attempt a double protect. Here's Terra Fairy, Terra Fire, Ivy Cudgel in Sun. If he Terras, KOs. Even if he goes for another coaching, it KOs. He could also switch Urshifu to Incin. Then the Ivy Cudgel doesn't KO, but the Precipice Blades would KO. I could also go for Stomping Tantrum to be safe. I bought. This set, I want to show how Groudon is the best Pokemon because it always connects its Precipice Blades. Okay, if he has to go for a double protect, and then get like Incin and go for Fake Out shenanigans, maybe set up Trick Room, but then we can go our own Incin, use Fake Out ourselves. So he has to get a double protect here. He goes Terra Fairy. I should have just stomping. I was like, if I go for stomping and he goes for a double protect instant switch, next turn he can go for Fake Out, Trick Room, and then spam like Glacial Lance. And I did not like that, so that's why I clicked Precipice Blades. But I hate to rely on Groudon. Please, Groudon, you can miss the Urshifu. Missing Urshifu would be fine for me. But please don't miss the Calyrex. Please, Groudon. Or just quit the Ivy Cudgel, Ogerpon. I love you, Ogerpon. Yes! Oh my god, we bailed. Like, we didn't really bail because if the Precipice Blades connected, like, I will tell you how much this Terra Fire Ivy Cudgel does. It actually would have KO'd anyways, since he didn't switch to Instant. We do against max HP Cali Ice. I can calc the stomping damage to see if he is physically defensive, but I will check it. He has some he actually has some physical defense bulk, but also not a lot. Because stomping didn't do 50, but like if I connect with Precipice Blades, it didn't matter, and Ivy Cudgel still had a good chance to KO. Here, I want to play it safe. What is the safest way to not throw the game? He cannot Terra anymore. I think we just go for Protect. It is possible that he just surrenders. I think switching to Incin is the safest thing to do. I could also switch to Jumpluff and then go for Anchor shenanigans. So yeah, Protect, switch to Jumpluff is just the safest thing to do. We would lose Sun, but we don't need Sun. It actually helps us that Raging Bolt loses its Photosynthesis. So yeah, Protect, switch. He still keeps going. He could double up on my Jumpluff, but then next turn I can double the Raging Bolt with Stomping Tantrum, Ivy Cudgel, that always KOs. If he doesn't double my Jumpluff, I can Anchor him into something he probably doesn't want. He goes for Fake Out, so I can Anchor the Groudon into... I can Anchor the Incin into Fake Out. I could also sleep the Bolt. It's just game. I just go for Stomping Tantrum. I don't risk a miss anymore, and I Anchor the Incin. And yeah, solid game one. As I said, the crit, we had a good chance to KO him. But the crit made things easier. do we survive a Draco? He can now see how our Groudon is invested, but we always survive that. And now we can just stomping the Bolt again. And I will switch to Ogarpon to speed things up. I will not reveal my Incin. Okay, he surrenders. That's game 1 for us. I take that. For game 2, it worked pretty well. He did not bring Amoonguss, interestingly enough. Maybe because he played with the Zamazenta team against Pardo and he didn't bring Amoonguss back then, so he thought Amoonguss is bad. Like, Amoonguss without Protect is bad in the matchup, but it's one of the few Pokemon that can actually take on Groudon, especially with Terra Water. But if he goes Terra Water, then he's weak to Bolt, and he can get slapped by Jumpluff, so I understand why he didn't bring Amoonguss. For game 2, I could do a ton of things. We also got lucky, like we connected every Precipice Blades, we connected 1 Sleep Powder, got a 2-turn Sleep. I was about to say we connected 2, but we only connected 1 Sleep Powder with Jumpluff. If he expects me to lead Jumpluff Groudon again, it's possible that he leads Champow. In general, I'm a little surprised that he did not bring the Pow. Do I want to lead Incin Groudon? What is bad for Incin Groudon? I guess Kelly Ice is annoying, but we've got Will-O-Wisp on our Incin. Champow, we intimidated. Raging Bolt is fine. I think I like Incin Groudon. Do I want to keep Jumpluff home? Because I feel like if he sets up 1 Trick Room, if I have Jumpluff in the back, it's straight up terrible. So I will bring Urshifu this time. Because maybe what my thought in this game is that he will Terra something else. And then I have Urshifu against the Kelly Ice. And I think I bring Ogarpon. Raging Bolt is still good. Also with Thunderclap against Kelly Ice in the sun, it does decent damage, but I like this a little more. I feel like he has to lead with Kelly Ice, but also Champow is not a bad lead because that's something that outspeeds Jumpluff. If I lead with Jumpluff without Groudon, which is not completely terrible, but not really recommended either. Calyrex Urshifu, okay. I feel like we could fake out the Ursh, but I could also just go for Precipice Blades to Will-O-Wisp. Yeah, I think I will just go for Precipice Blades, Will-O-Wisp. 85% moves. Do I Terra? I could Terra the Incin. I could also Terra the Groudon, but Terra Incin is strong into everything but Bolt. But he will not go to Bolt here. I could also go for Fake Out Precipice Blades first, see what he locks himself into. But then he could get 3 coachings. But then I KO Urshifu next turn and I burn the Calyrex, so he is basically neutral attack. I think that's fine. Okay, he doesn't Terra at all and goes for close combat. Terra Water would have been nice, but does the Precipice Blades connect? It connects on both. Maybe I KO Urshifu here. Yeah. Is that actually good? Depends a little bit on what he brought in the bag. If it's Incin and Bolt again, I'm in a good position. Because then I can go for Terra Fire, Precipice Blades, and Will-O-Wisp. I still got Redirection. I really... Okay, Raging Bolt it is. I will just go for Precipice Blades, but what do I want to do with Incin? I think keeping Fake Out is not bad. But I don't want to switch into something either, honestly. Fake Out plus Ursh can help me against the Kelly Ice. He will probably go for Electro Web Glacial Lance. I I think going for parting shot is fine, honestly, because I want to keep my Ogre Pawn full life. The problem is, if he goes for Volt Switch, it KOs my instant, and then he has single target Glacial Lance. But if he goes for Glacial Lance, he doesn't set up Trick Room, so this is a good play. I connect both Precipice Blades again. He goes for Electro Web. This should not KO my instant. 6 HP. And he goes for Glacial Lance. But because I survived the Glacial Lance because it's just single target. Even spread. Yeah, right. He's first death Kelly Ice. It looks like he doesn't have any attack investment on the Kelly Ice. So even single target would have not KO'd. I mean, how does he prevent? I could go Urshifu, but then I'm scared of missing Precipice Blades, because then he can go Terra Fairy. I could go Ogre Pawn, guarantee a KO. Yeah, why not go Ogre Pawn here? Is it a problem if he switches Bolt to Incin or like Among Us? I don't want to Terra Ogre Pawn yet, because Thunderclap would do more damage. And I'm pretty sure Ivy Cudgel KOs anyways. It is not unlikely that he switches and goes for Protect, and then he has Fake Out Pressure, but I still got Sucker Punch. Like, he can still not deny damage on the Calyrex, so I will still go for Precipice Blades. I feel like Stomping is safer, but okay, he protects. Probably Thunderclaps my Ogre Pawn. He doesn't even Thunderclap. Please connect with Precipice Blades, Groudon. Stomping was safer. The thing is, even if I miss, next turn I have Wicked Blow, Precipice Blades. Okay, I connected another one. I'm just too lucky. Do you see how good Groudon can be if you connect all your moves? It's incredible. Incineroar is the last white. I can just go for... Wait, I don't want to throw this. He can Fake Out my Ogre Pawn, and... He has to Fake Out my Ogre Pawn. But Groudon into Calyrex Ice Rider. I'm just thinking, do I have to click Precipice Blades? I could also just go for Stomping, but Stomping... I need the extra damage of Precipice Blades to put it in Sucker Punch range. Even after, like, he can go for Protect, Will-O-Wisp, and Burnt, I still want to KO. So I will go for Terra, Ivy Cudgel, and Precipice Blades again. I also want to make a counter of how many Precipice Blades I can connect in this set. So far we connected every single one. Let's see if this will keep going. He will not go for Terra Fairy because if he Fake Outs the half lane, there's no need to go Terra Fairy. Exactly. And now let's see. Groudon. We connect both again, and that should be game now. Yeah, that is Sucker Punch range. He sets up Trick Room, but I can just go for Spiky Shield. Like, do I even have to go for Spiky Shield? Yeah, what if he crits High Horsepower on Ogre Pawn and then he crits Knockoff on Groudon? Then it's a 2v1, and that way I guarantee a 2v2. I just go for Spiky, and why not Precipice Blades again? Like, even if he KOs my Groudon here, it's just game. There's nothing he can do. Like, seriously, nothing. He goes for Glacial Lance. Like, also Glacial Lance knockoff could have KO'd my Ogre Pawn, and that's why it's just better to go for Spiky Shield. It's funny if he goes for knockoff, because he would knock himself out with a recoil of Spiky Shield. But he could also go for Parting Shot. If he's crazy. Okay, he goes for knockoff. But it didn't matter. Because next turn, what I can do is go Urshifu. Click Sucker Punch on Ice Rider, Ivy Cudgel on Incin. He has to click like Protect and Will-O-Wisp on Urshifu. But then next turn I can still KO the Calyrex Ice Rider. Even if he goes Terra Fairy, even if if we are burnt. You see how much health the Calyrex Ice Rider had left. And yeah, we win 2-0 against Federico. I played that pretty well. He also played it well, but the matchup is just really rough. I was scared of Amoonguss, but he didn't bring it in the end, and we got lucky with Groudon, connecting all moves, something I think I never saw, but GG to Federico, and let's head straight to the outro, I would say. Yeah, GG. Overall, I think I can be pretty happy with how I played it, because winning against Federico is not easy. He's currently also top 3 in Europe, and he had phenomenal finishes in this season. As you can see, he won a regional this season and is qualified for Worlds as well, and I'm just happy how I played it. I obviously got lucky, but GG to Federico. Let me know who should be my next opponent and which team I should bring. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.